structures, just so you have a sense on them. And we're going to do it clockwise. So if we're about 2 o'clock, the arrow's pointing to a very interesting area called the anterior, that just means toward the front, insular cortex. And it's a very interesting area because it's an emotional processing area of the brain. And when it works hard, people often have a sense of discomfort. They have a sense of angst, like something's not right. We also see it increased in people who have pain syndromes. And then if we drop down to like 4:30, that's the posterior insular cortex. That area is involved in auditory and visual processing. And when that area is increased, it's often associated with something called the Irlen syndrome. Those are people who are light sensitive, have headaches, depth perception issues. When they read, words may shake, shift, blur, move on the page. Really interesting because what we found is just wearing colored filtered lenses can make a huge difference for that. And then if we go to about 7 o'clock, it's a really interesting area called the nucleus accumbens, and it's an area that's very responsive to the neurotransmitter dopamine. And dopamine is involved with pleasure, but also motivation. And when that area gets pushed on, you want to push on it again. It's actually where cocaine works. So think of it as almost like the pleasure button in the brain. And then if we go to 9 o'clock, that's a part of the basal ganglia. So again, basal ganglia, big structures deep in the brain. The putamen is involved with integrating motor movements. And then if we go to about 11 o'clock, that's the caudate, also part of the basal ganglia. So the caudate and putamen, big structures, part of the basal ganglia. The caudate is involved in integrating your thoughts. And the